Oh, let me check. Let me check. Yes. All right. So, welcome to the rhyme of the Frost Maiden. As I frantically click buttons as I'm getting used to my new setup. Do one of that. One of that. Ah. Sorry, just a sec. Ah, is that sound coming through for everyone? Excellent. Okay. So glad I got that sorted. So, yes, Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. Welcome back as you continue to explore the wastes of Icewind Dale. The Yes, the weather's bad as normal. You've uh, got some type of peace between the Sky Tower shelter of the Wormdoon Crag, but at what cost? We had some people who are no longer with us. Old boy has shuffled off his mortal coil, as has Bugs and Bree. You have been jawed by Nymphadora Cove, aka Nymph, and as though just putting the politics, the problems, the goat ball of the Goliaths behind you, and you see the expanse of the Dales in front of you. Mighty adventurers, the Order of the Beak. What would you like to do? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so jumping on your X Speaks, you begin the descent down the mountains. I think you had your X Speaks, didn't you? You did. Okay, cool. Well, you have four. I think Whimsy is going to come along. Uh, I'll play Whimsy as appropriate. Just it's such a long way that it's hard to imagine her coming back. But how are you arranging this X Speak situation? You got four. Well, X Speaks can go at 50, so we can say they slow down to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now five characters and four X Speaks. Dorge. It's a bit of yeah. I mean, the two tribes themselves are talking and working out a few things, but peace is definitely in the air. All right, so I just put random people on. I can't remember whose X-Beak was who, but something like that. All right, you come back over here, Whimsy. Then you can have Axie. All right. Okay, so Dorge. Yeah, maybe this is symbolic of the new union. You put Nymph on your back and just start powering through the snow. It's quite amazing how Dorge is actually doing this. And you, with the combined effort of both Dorge and Nymph, you manage to navigate, the initial area downhill. I mean, you guys know the back like this, like the back of your hands. It takes you about a good day to get down. You stop and take a breath at the bottom, camp out for the night. It's without incident. Then you start making your way north to the lost spine of the Netheril. Shajaya, can you roll me a d20, please? Nope. Let's see what I said. Oh, I see it on the games log, so 19. Cool. Thank you. That's all right. No, you don't need to click yourself for those ones, but I can see it, so that's the main thing. And can you roll me a d12 as well, please? A 6. Okay. So as you're marching north, about halfway, about middle of the day, you do actually come across something interesting related to what you said. You see what looks like a campsite. There's some wood kind of piled into the center. The campfire or whatever it was is well dead. And you see the prone forms of 4 humanoids. If you wanted to know any more, you'd have to get a bit closer. So this is Tarvin and Dorj going forward. It's Tarvin and Dorj going forward, is that correct? Okay, noted Tarvin, noted Dorj. Okay. So you're getting right up to the bodies. Have a closer look. Okay, so you get about 10 feet away. Super stealthy as far as you're concerned. And you kind of get down on your haunches to have a little closer that. I think from this distance, no disadvantage during the weather. So just both me perception checks. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, once you're getting a little bit closer and you look down, the four individuals are very obviously dead. You see little pools of frozen blood kind of leaking out, some from the head, some from the midsection, some from the legs. And yeah, the blood's frozen and they look pretty frozen. They're very obviously dead. So Dorj, you go right next to a halfling, and Tarvin, there's a dwarf that's easiest for you to access. What's Garrett, Whimsy, Nymph, and Shajaya doing? Oh, if you want to hide as. Watch this, guys. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So we'll say Whimsy gets up a telepathic bond, and Garrett and Nymph and Shajaya will. Whimsy, okay, guys, this is what happened, all right? They found some bodies, all right? They're not dead. I don't know. And she relays in a Whimsy type of way what Tarvin and Dorj are saying. So Tarvin and Dorj, make me a medicine check. Which is about as far as you get, Dorj, at this halfling. I mean, even with a 3, you notice that they've got wounds on them. Beyond that, you don't know. Tarvin, you get closer to this dwarf and have a look at its body. Still very obviously dead. And there, with a 12, you notice there's some type of puncture wounds. Like this particular one, all the blood is coming out of the chest. And you look at her chest, it's a female dwarf, and you notice several puncture marks inside of her chest. Oh, yeah, you can definitely have a search around the area. There's no tents, just the campfire and these 4 bodies. Make perception checks. Um, uh, well, you can do a perception check or a survival check. Up to you. Okay, yeah, you have a look around. You scan the cliffs and the rocks around you. You don't see anything. Dorj, sorry, Tarvin. With you look around the campsite for tracks, and there are tracks of these four humanoids is pretty obvious, like matching up the boots to the shape of the footprint. But there's these other footprints as well. Some of them, it's kind of hard to tell, even with the 26, because some of the footprints have been blown away by the snow. But you notice some type of animal foot, um, kind of about uh, 30 centimeters long, so fairly big foot, and, and an even larger one that's maybe 18 inches long. So huge creatures. Not sure how to explain big feet other than saying big foot, but yeah, there is that connection. Ah, okay. So we'll say Garrett works closely with Tarvin, and we can use a 26. One is kind of in a northerly direction, and the other is kind of southerly direction. Heading north and heading south. I think with a 26 two-legged. Sure. Yep. You look around and you'll hear like there's a growl of some sort. And then what looks like a mound of snow suddenly starts shuffling. Oops. And then one to the south starts shuffling as well. I'm going to... When it's your turn, you can absolutely do that, as these two yetis kind of pop out from the snow. And they let out a roar. And can everybody roll me one of these, please? Yep. I'll get nymphs, not nymphs, whimsies up. You. Well, let me just do this and we'll help you in a second. So yours is... What was your initiative, Shaja? Oh, cool. 18. So the problem was not good selecting your token, but I can fix that for you. All right. So, oh, wow, everybody did really well on initiative. So these Yetis kind of come out of the snow and start moving around. And but Doris, you I think you're on the lookout for them, so you see them as they kind of drift up from the snow. And I did roll stealth for them. Yetis are particularly good at hiding in the snow, so not even Shajai, who has the best passive perception of 17, saw them. They're very good at hiding in snow. That's kind of their deal. But regardless, Dorage, what would you like to do? Sure. Yeah. Yep. It's just a normal old round. No one surprised anybody. Nice. Oh, swing and a miss, unfortunately. Take a big old swing, and it's a big old miss. Okay. Oh, that one absolutely hits. Okay. 12 points of damage. Nice. Okay, so yeah, you hack into the creature. It recoils back. It's a decent hit, but it just looks back at you and gives out another guttural. Okay, cool. Garrett, you see Dorge jump forward and go for it. What do you do? Okay. Short bow. Short bow is going to be a disadvantage given the wind, but you can take another shot. Yeah, another roll. Yep. Oh, even, almost as good. So, yes, that absolutely hits. Well, that's a terrible roll. What did you roll? A 1. There we go. Same one that Dorge was hitting. Sinks into the Yeti. I don't know why I come up, but I see your 10. Yeah, so arrow just flies past. No good. Okay. Whimsy. What can Whimsy do? Whimsy is going to keep it simple. And she's going to fire a firebolt. And her firebolt hits. It zooms across it, doing 2d10 damage now. And the firebolt explodes on the creature for 12 points of damage. Starting to look a little rough. The first one anyway. And Shajaya will stay there. Oh, sorry, Whimsy will stay there. What will Shajaya do? To turn down the music, go into Discord, right-click on Sirenscape, and you can adjust it back and forth. Yep, cool. So, what do you do, Shajaya? Yep. Oh, these are the dead bodies. So this is the dead dwarf they found, the dead halfling, and dead human. So those are the 4 people around the campsite. No, it's... My new settings are bugs. Who's bugs, anyway? My new settings has gone a bit wonky, so I haven't got quite set up. So no video. No handsome milk today. So. Ooh, nice. I mean, a flaming sphere that looks like this. Whoops. Oh, sorry, wrong. Like that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah. So action, you summon the sphere, it appears on it, and then you can ram it into the Yeti if you want. Yep. Nope. Yeah, it's all good. Boosh. So the creature does get a dexterity saving throw. So let's get it making a dexterity saving throw. Boom. Oh, it does very well. Or half as much damage. So your flaming sphere boom, thumps into it, and he takes 6 points of damage. Now, one good thing about this spell, Shajaya, is you can keep on ramming the Yeti as a bonus action and do something else with your main action, like cast some other cool spells. So, that's on your next turn. Yep. Sure. Okay. Tarvin. Sure. At disadvantage. Uh, 13 actually hits. Uh-huh. Oh, that's again. So I'll add 6 to this one as well. $18. Nice. What? That's right. Hits as well. So D8 and a D6 on top of this one. Yeah, for the Hunter's Mark and the Dread Ambusher thingamajig. Ooh. So the 3 hour zoom across, all seemingly directed by the wind as opposed to taken out by the wind, and the Yeti just takes it. Is that your turn, Tarvin? Okay, the Yeti just infuriated as this blood is just coursing through it. Ah, yes. Okay, so it's going to come over here next to Nymph. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please, Nymph? So as this creature comes up to it, eyes grows a very bright blue. You don't see any of the pupils in its eyes, and it just stares at you, and you're paralyzed for a second, not knowing what to do. And for a start, you take 3d6 cold damage. So that's... And then the Yeti looks at you. You look at the Yeti. And you just stand there, swaying slightly as you are paralyzed by the Yeti's chilling gaze. Now, let me just double check the paralyzed condition. Yep. So you can't move, you can't speak. You fail strength and dex saves automatically. Attack rolls against you have advantage. And worse, any attack that hits is a critical. Okay. So the Yeti freezes you with its gaze, Nymphs. Comes at you with its claws. Oh, well, I didn't need to worry about the critics. There's already a natural 20. That does 11 slashing and 5 cold as it carves into you. And then it carves into the claws again. This time, doing... What's that? Let me just roll another d6. And another d6. So it does 10 slashing and 5 cold on top of that first hit, Nymph. So... Any cold resistance, Nip? Did you... No. Okay, now give me... wasn't... Some of it was slashing, some of it was cold. Do you want me to break it down again? Okay, so I'll add up slashing. So 11, 16 slashing. And 5, 9, 10 cold. There you go. Okay. Come here. From the cliffs above, you hear some pounding of feet. And then... That would be perfect. Can't. There we go. A Yeti, boom, lands right next to you, Shajar, and you almost fall off your feet as this massive beast comes. And it takes a huge breath and breathes out this massive cone of cold. I need Whimsy, Tarvin, and Garrett to make me Constitution saving throws, please. I'll make it for Whimsy. Come here, Whimsy. So con save for Whimsy. Whimsy, I think, is the only person who makes it. So the rest of you, you can take the full 10d8 cold damage. So Whimsy will take 20 of that. So, yes, you can. I think it's a reaction though, but yes, you can. That will half the damage. No. You absorb half of it. So you take half damage, and you get 8 on your next melee attack. Spoiler alert, though, all these things are immune to cold, so it doesn't actually matter. The important thing, though, is that you you absorbed half the elements. But Nimsy takes a whack for 20 points of damage. She's not looking the best to start with. And this huge Yeti just lets out another roar. And the Yeti with the fireball on it looks to Dorge and looks you into this bluing, glowing thing, looks into you again. Or looks into Dorge for the first time anyway. Dorge, make me a Constitution saving throw. Oh, that's good. So you take no damage, and you are not paralyzed like poor old Nymph over there. But it's still going to make 2 claw attacks against you. One, I assume a 23 hits and a 25 hits. So you take 14 slashing, reduced to 7 because of your rage, and 10 points of cold damage. 7 and 5, yes, so 12 total damage. Yep. Okay, back to the top of not to the top of the round, the start of the round. Nymph, make me another con saving throw, please. Oh, you stop swaying, you think, what the hell am I doing? God damn it. But that happens at the end of your turn. So you snap to your senses, but that is your turn. Dorge. It's bloodied. I mean, the one who looks most damaged is this one to the north, thanks to Mr. Tarvin with his pichoo, pichoo, pichoo. Not before the creature here takes a swing at you, hitting you. Oh, Well, that'll change my natural 20 then into a natural 1. That's quite the walk, yeah? I mean, I always roll 2 dice because it comes up, and yeah, I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1. So, yep, that's quite a big difference. Misses. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're kind of hitting him, but your maul is failing to pierce his naturally thick hide. So you're hitting him, but not enough to pierce through his very thick skin. All right. Nice. Garrett. Looking a little frosty there, my friend. Mm-hmm. If you took a step like that, you could... Oh, if you took a step there, you would. But it's up to you. Sure. Let's go. Sure. Oh no, that's a plain old miss. Uh, 13 will hit. Yeah, it's taken one too many deathly blows from Tarvin. It was on its last legs, but that one skewers and it falls with a thump next to Nymph. Okay, cool. Whimsy will do what she did before. She'll cast a firebolt and miss. He's going to come up here behind the rock. Okay, Shajaya. So if you like, you can bash your fireball into that Yeti again if you like. Just back it up a little bit and smash it back in. Mm-hmm. Nope. Oh, it doesn't like it. That's for sure. Here's the thing with here's the thing with your flaming sphere. You can just attack it as a bonus action, and then you could do your core lightning if you like. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yep. Sure. Oh, you're a druid. So roll your damage for your flaming sphere, and the good news is he fails his saving throw as the fireball, the flaming sphere gets into him, and he takes 12 points of damage. That's the maximum you can do for that, so nice. Okay. It's looking very rough. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, it's at disadvantage, and you're not going to get any worse than an 11 because an 11 misses Shajaya. Abs. Oh, maybe next round. Assuming you guys survive to next round. Speaking of Tarvin. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay, don't forget your disadvantage. 13 does hit. Oh, the arrow pierces through the creature's heart and down it goes. Just the big boy left. Absolutely. That hits. Just 5 points of damage. Okay. Mm-hmm. And while you're doing that, Tarvin, why don't you roll me a d6? Oh, thank you. Hmm. Yeah, it's scattered around a bit. But... get out the way. Angles. There we go. That'll do it. All right. So it turns its back on you, Dorj. Moves its 40 feet to dash over here. You may. Yep. Oh, yeah, that hits. Yep. $14. Nice. Oops. And, that's hit points. So it's minus. Okay, yeah, so you do swipe it in its back, but then it lands with a thump next to Nymph, Garrett, and Shajaya. I need all those 3 people to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Nope. Yes. Yes. Okay, so... so every... Garrett, take this full amount. I'm not sure how long the absorb elements last, but if that's true, then... Okay. So 44. So half that is appropriate. Garrett, you can take 22. In fact, everybody takes 22 points of damage. Oh, well, Garrett, you failed the saving throw. Yeah, 16 is a fail. Yeah, 16 is a fail. Yep. 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 Actually, it used all its movement to get there. I don't think it's got any nifty bonus actions I can do. Nope. Nymph. Get a turn, finally. The big boy. Nice. Okay, what does Divine Favor do? Nice. Okay. Well, that's a maximum if you do. Take a swing with your morning star and boom, crashes into the snow next to it. That's a miss. You must have a second attack though. Coming back with a morning star. That one's definitely a hit. And you're going to Divine Smite it as well? $13. Yep. So 26 plus the 4 is 30. All right, so yes, your morning star lights up. Woof, you swing it round and smack the Yeti. It's looking a little hurt, but it's still got a lot of life into it, a lot beefier than these other ones. Is that your turn, Nymph? Unless you want to move. I guess that is your turn. Yeah. Okay, Dorge. Sure. Mm-hmm. That hits. So 14. Hits again. Nice. So 15. Yeah, so the two Moors, you feel some of the ribs cracking inside of this creature, and judging by the sides of the ribs of this creature, that's a pretty damn good hit. Yeah, cool. Garrett. Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 11 misses. Uh, 26 hits. Yep. Oh, okay. Sure. 10. Yeah. Miss. So the arrows are just caught by the wind and off they go. Okay, Whimsy. We'll do a firebolt because it's hard playing other people's characters, and that's a nice simple move she can do. She'll try and firebolt the big guy. And, oh, rolling well for Whimsy. And he takes 11 points of fire damage. He's really not happy about that. Shajaya. Yep. The only slight downside is your flaming sphere will disappear, but it's far away out of the combat anyway. Yeah, cool lightning. Do it. Yep. Well, what you do, you select an area where you want the lightning to hit. So if it landed like there, then it'll get the Yeti, but not your comrades. It doesn't need to be. It needs to be within 5 feet of where it lands. It's a... Yep, you can roll 3d10. He does get a dex saving throw, which he fails. Oh, yeah. I just noticed something. It says if you're outdoors in stormy conditions, check. Under such conditions, the spell does an extra 1d10 damage. So, which I guess is that second 7 roll. Wow, nice. So lightning comes down and you're kind of amplifying the storm that's already there. And there's thunder and lightning all across Icewind Dale during this blasted endless winter. And you tap into that, Shajaya, and turn this unending winter to your advantage. And the lightning bolt hits the Yeti, and all its hair is momentarily stand up on end before flopping back. Nice. Do you stay there, Shajaya? Okay, Tarvin. Sure. Hits. Hits. Second attack. Hits. Plus a d6. You get Hunter's Mark as many times as you hit. Okay, so 9 points of damage, and the Yeti's looking very, very rough. But it might have one trick up its sleeve. Nymph, roll me a d6. What would I do if I was an abominable Yeti? One thing, it doesn't want to die. It's gonna take... It's kind of... Yeah, it doesn't... He is... 1 to 2, Shajaya. 3 to 4, Dorge. 5 to 6, Nymph. Nymph! It is going to look you in the eye once again. You see the bright blue irises light up. And you stare directly into it. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please. 18 is just enough. So you take no damage from that. But then it's going to take 2 claw attacks against you. Boom, boom. Rolling a 17. Does that hit? 23 must hit. 17 slashing and 6 cold. And then at a last act of desperation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nymph and Dorge, you may... Whoops. Moving the wrong thing. Nymph and Dorge, you may make attack of opportunities. Hits. Nymph, how would you like to do it? Nice. Okay, with that, the Yeti falls to the ground, and combat over. Well, that's nice work. Well, here's the thing. 5 years ago, well, 5 years ago, it would have been frowned upon because there is plenty of deer, elk, and other things to feast on. Technically, it's a monstrosity. I would have been frowned upon about 5 years ago, but nowadays, fresh meat is hard to come by. So I'll let you decide. Sure. Make me a survival check. So we'll say you get a bunch of Yeti flank steaks from that, as you butcher these two here. And who wanted the Dorge wanted the who wanted the Yeti coat? Okay, Tarvin. So you can start chopping up the big one if you like. Same thing, survival check. Yeah, you did a poor job of skinning it. You do find this many gold pieces on them, 17. There's a few swords. They've all got leather armor on. It looks a little rotten, not too bad. But you also find a potion of healing. Just a standard one. So 17 gold pieces and a potion of healing is what you find. And this is on the second day of travel across the plains as well. I went over it quickly, but yes, a long rest down here. Time moves quickly. So, why don't you both make survival checks as opposed to one doing it advantage? So, Shajaya and was it Tarvin? Dorj. Yeah, you do an excellent job. You can decide medium rare, well done. It's up to you. Too soon. Too soon. Sure. Cool. Okay, so for you press on after your short rest, and you do get to where you know the last spire of the Netherillers. It takes a little bit of looking around, but you do see it in the end. It's a 20-foot tall, irregularly shaped spur of rock that juts out of the tundra ahead of you. Its smooth and shiny surface cannot possibly have been worn down by the wind. No, this protrusion looks utterly out of place, as if it's been thrust from the ground. It's about Shajaya, can you make me a history check, please? Shajaya, a history check, please. Thank you. Nope, just yourself. It's a long walk from a natural one, though. If anybody else actually is proficient in history, they can make a history check. Only if you're proficient, though. Okay. Looks like we're living with a natural one. Okay. Thanks, Shajaya. It's there. I'm just going to say thank you. There's nothing for... no, I checked. Yeah. Just saying thank you, Shajaya, because there's nothing more I can tell you. You might have learned something if you'd rolled a bit higher, but... Natural 1. It's a long walk. About 50 feet. I'll make a survival check. Sure. So roll again, Tarvin. Might be. Yeah, because Garrett is helping out. Yeah, advantage. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So with a 23, you look closely at the ground. You're getting a little bit closer than 50 feet just to check the tracks. You don't see any tracks going into this spire thing or out of this spire thing. Just nothing. And what you do spot, though, is you find a 5-foot diameter tunnel that enters the ground at a steep angle. So there's some sort of, you see the spire thing jutting out, and just inside there's this little thin tunnel that winds its way down. Yep, Dorch can fit down there. You could all fit down there. You could try, but it is slippery. Certainly try. You could walk down it. It's not so steep as to like be unwalkable. Yep, I see. Shajaya? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, guidance. Whenever people do these things, it's a good idea to do guidance. So let's pretend you do it anyway. So roll a d4. I'll be nice to you. Roll a d4. There you go. So you turn a 25 into a 29. So you pound this in, and you kind of pound it into a piece of rock more than the snow, and you give it a yank, Garrett. It is firmly stuck in there. Yep. Shajaya. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all good. But still turns a 21 into a 22. That's good. So Garrett with the Shajaya's connection with nature makes the little knot in the tie just a little bit tighter. And then you're going to feed the rope down. Sure. Okay. So almost like a abseiling down. Yep. Okay. So you get the rope around you, Dorge, and you start kind of abseiling backwards, holding on. You feel very secure even with your weight, with the good job that Garrett with Shajai's help does. Can you make me an athletics check at advantage, please? You start abseiling down. You're feeling confident. You get just a little too confident, and you slip off the rope, and you start sliding down, and you land with a thump, and you land prone. And you look around thinking, shit, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? And this is what you see, Dorge. So you've come down this tunnel here, and you've landed right there. You don't see... Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right up here. Yep, you come down this tunnel here, and you land prone. You look around, shit, what have I done? But apart from being prone, you jump back to your feet. And what you see... so, the slippery tunnel opens up into what looks like an upside-down room, the contents of which is covered in frost. Across from the tunnel is a wooden door that's flush with the ceiling that used to be the floor. The door is ajar, and flanking it are two identical stone statues that hang upside down like stalactites. Across from the statue are sconces with upside down flames burning in them. So like these are attached to the ceiling, right? And they're upside down, and this door is also attached to the ceiling. So everything's upside down. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Athletics at advantage. There's light down here. Correct, thanks to the rope. You slide down, Tarvin, no problem. Nymph, athletics at advantage. Slide down. Whimsy. Yep, to get down there. Whimsy will try it as well. Oh, Whimsy makes it, no problem. So Shajaya, another athletics roll, Shajaya, because it's at advantage. Ah. So everybody does it perfectly except for the mighty barbarian. Okay, so I'll drag you all onto the map now. Give me just a second. Boop. Boop. So you're all in this very cramped room. As I explained before, there are statues here. The statues are attached to the roof. And this door is also attached to the roof. Really weird. And now that everybody's down and you have a look around in this very cramped room, you notice that the statues depict a long-faced human dressed in wizard robes and clutching a staff. Shajaya being proficient in history, could you make a history check, please, Shajaya? And a D4. For your guidance, Shajaya, or a D4 on top of that. Okay. Not yet. It's a 3. 3. So you take a closer look at these statues. The first thing you notice, everybody kind of notices this anyway, the statues are well preserved. They don't appear to have taken any type of damage. I mean, there's frost all over this thing here, but you kind of wipe the frost off and they look pretty normal. You take a closer look at them, Shajaya, and you, with the history, you notice that the oddest thing that strikes you about it is the fashion that they're wearing. Like the style of robes they're wearing, the way that they've crafted their quarterstaffs. You've never seen anything like that before. I mean, you've seen wizards, you've studied wizards in books, but these guys, they look completely out of place with the garb that they're wearing. So you come to the conclusion, and it's the only conclusion you can get to with a 12, is that this is very, very old. These statues were made a long, long time ago. Like at least 100 years, maybe longer. As well, Whimsy, I think, I notice her perception's pretty good. She's going to listen to it. Shajar, a little help here, please. A little bit of your holy energy. So, a D4, Shajar. Nope. That's right. Do you see where it says that purple D4 on the guidance description? You can just click on that. And that'll also roll a D4 for you. 3. Okay, so Whimsy puts a hero across it, thinking she's a far better perception than Nymph, even though that's not true. And, Whimsy's in the middle of the road, it turns out. But she puts her ear against it, listens, and she says she hears nothing. It's just deathly silent. It's only about like 2 feet. 2 feet. So it's not hard to navigate the doors. Slightly ajar. No. Shajaya, are you turning into a tiny spider? Okay. You can, if Whimsy's does a telepathic bond with you, you can. Okay. Okay, so you watch a Shajaya just woof, turning into a little tiny spider, and pretend your token is a tiny spider. We won't put a tiny spider on just yet. You slip under the door and you come here without even opening it. And you see doors here that are closed, and you see something that looks like a staircase heading down over here. Well, we're not in turn order now, so just move wherever you want. Sorry, just a sec. I don't see. Are you moving around there, Shajaya? I don't see your token moving. Oh, sorry. Okay, so here, right down here, there's a what looks like would be a staircase that would wind down / up, but the whole thing is completely crashed. Like, you might be able to slip through it, but the rest of your party, this is just impossible to navigate. They'd have to find it. They have to find another way down. Yep. Do you want to check out under these doors as well? There's these doors you could go through as well. Sneak under those. Which one? South or north? Okay, so you sneak through as a spider without even opening the door. And as you see through there, you see tall bookshelves affixed to the outer wall have spilled their contents onto the ceiling-turned floor. A large table lies on its side, one leg broken, and a 5-foot tunnel in the east leads down. Yeah. So remember, there was these stairs here, which you could navigate, maybe as a spider, but it's difficult for anybody else who would be doing that. Yep, you could go down there for sure. Sure, if you want to go down the tunnel, you can go down the tunnel. Okay, so you go down and you appear over here, right over here. Now the tunnel continues down even further, but what you see in this room, Shajar, is this room contains 2 metal cages, both are badly damaged. Nearby you see the tunnels going up and down, and narrow windows among the bowed outer walls affords you a glimpse of the earth outside. So as you peer through these little holes here, Shajar, we just see the earth outside. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Shijai will say you stand on it. Yeah, you can communicate via whimsy. Just art to show you kind of what it looks like. Okay, so where are you going, Shijai? Sure. So like sneak through up into there. Okay, so what you see in this room, Shijai, is this room contains shattered and jumbled equipment. Much of it is near two heavy wooden work tables, one on its side, the other upside down. Sure. Sorry, you're going through this door here? Oh, there we go. Yep. No. No. What you see in this room, this floor of this room is covered with shards of glass, frozen pools of spilled fluids, and the wreckage of two cabinets. In a niche in the far corner of the room, a metal chest is bolted to the ceiling. Its lid is locked. Is that better than Fedora? Sure. Even in this area, if you zoom out, do you see your token? Do you see now? Okay, let me do one setting on this. Actually, I'm going to drop you back in Nymphadora. Let's see if that helps. Boom. How's that? Is that better? Oh, wait. I haven't set up your token properly. My apologies, Nymphadora. This is all my fault. No. Malcolm's having brain issues. Yeah. You didn't set up your new token quite right. Okay, you should be good now. Okay. What do you guys do? You open the door, Garrett. Boom. Yeah. But I mean, you could, in theory, clear this out, but it would take you days. Yep. Okay, swing open the door. Boom. And this is the, looks like an upside down workshop. Jumbled equipment, heavy work tables, one on its side, one broken. This one's attached to the ceiling / floor. You can make... Oh, wait, I think I know why you can't move. There you go. Should be fine now. So Garrett, you're having a look around the room? Sure. Investigation or perception, your choice. Okay. Oh, there we go. 23. You think it's like some type of workshop for making mundane items. You don't think it's any type of magical stuff happened in here, just general making of stuff. You do find an iron key, though. One of you opens this door here, where you see a little spider going around, and there's a chest on the ceiling in this room. Oh yeah, and even Dorge can't reach it just by, holding his hands up in the air. But if someone jumped onto Dorge's shoulders, they should definitely do it. So who... you can try. You can make a perception check. You carefully search around it for traps, and you don't notice anything. You do notice that the iron key that was found looks very similar to... looks like it would open this chest. And once again, the chest is on the ceiling, the lids, everything's upside down, and... Okay. So we've got Garrett and Nymph holding the tent to kind of, almost like a fireman's thingamajig so you can catch it easily. And there's a Tarvin on top of a Dorje's head. Yep. You pretty sure there's no traps, Tarvin? What do you do? Okay, so with one hand you click, the key seems to turn some type of knocking mechanism. It's not a mimic, and you lift the you take the weight of the lid in the other hand. Okay. So 4 things fall out of it. I'm going to give them all a 50-50 chance of breaking. The tent's going to help, but it's not particularly helpful for potions that are falling. So let's go through it. Shajaya, roll me a d6. You want a 4, 5, or 6? Let's see. The first potion smashes. Tarvin, roll me a d6. Second potion smashes. Dorje, roll me a d6. Hey, third potion is good. And finally, Nymphadora, a d6. So all but one of the potions. You do get... Wow. Nimsy comes up and she identifies it for you. I'll just say. So you get a potion of fire resistance. What you don't get is you don't get a potion of acid resistance, you don't get a potion of cold resistance, and you don't get a potion of force resistance. You have a look around and you notice the shards of glass and spilled fluids. Now there's a little bit more shards of glass. You have a look around. Nothing much more of interest in this room. Okay. What was I? Yeah. Yeah, so there's bookshelves affixed to the ceiling. and large table lies on its side and one leg broken, and there's books scattered everywhere. Some of them are. Yep. There's, whoops, there's one book you find with that on its title. There's another one you find with that on its title. And last one, this one. Well, you could take 3. I'll tell you what. Well, tell you what. Well, one thing you could do, this is a very old-fashioned school of doing it, instead of writing them down in D&D Beyond, you could get this ancient device called a pencil and a piece of paper, and you could just write it down on that. I'm gonna just to save, so we don't forget. Let's say later on, when maybe you've left the tower, the first book, you study it, Shishai, and some of it's in a strange language. But given your history and your scholarship, you look a little bit deeper into the magical wonders of Netheril. And they talk about this thing called a mythalar. And the pictures of it is it's about 10 feet across. It presents as almost a glowing yellow ball on top of a pedestal. And they don't quite know how to do it yet. And there's lots of talking about, it's like it would be the height of their power if they'd ever managed to create such a device. So it's like a legendary thing. It'd just be an amazing work of magic if they could make such a thing. They haven't quite done it yet, but there's lots of theories about how you could make it. The second book, The Mysteries of Faerun, talks about this. Yeah, so the third book is more like a study of a particular strange type of creature. Yeah. Not a novel, a historical account, but told from the perspective of these three wizards. And it talks about an empire that's is constructed on the back of mages, as opposed to, hardworking slaves and kings and everything. It's very much the Netherese Empire was one that you describe as a magocracy, ruled and controlled by magic users. Sure, take whatever you like. Just 1 second. There is a picture of a Farum. It is very disturbing to look at, but here's a picture of the creature. Never noticed that before, but it's true. And the description of it puts it at about 12 feet high. No. Is there a way? Yeah, it says the best way of avoiding being killed from it is not to find one in the first place. Yeah. Uh-huh. You peer down the tunnel, Tarvin, to get a perspective on it. If you go down to about 12 feet, you could go to the next level down of this tower. And if you go down another 12 feet, down the same tunnel, you'd be on the third level of the tower. And then as you peer down even further, it bottoms out at the fourth level. So tunnel goes from the first level all the way down to the fourth level. Yep. Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, let's put this all together. So make one survival check for to drive the piton into the floor or tie it onto something, and also to so the whole thing to tie the rope on, drive the piton in, one survival check. So make this survival check at advantage. Woo! Okay. It's great. Yep. Thump it in. It's solid. Okay. Where is Dodge? I don't see your token, Dodge. Where are you? Oh, okay. Whimsy. Okay, so yeah, you see the rope. It's what are you doing? You're going to do the same thing before? Abseil down? Good news is you successfully traverse the first level. No problem. You get down to the second level. Good news is you also make it to the third level. Great news, you also make it to the fourth level. As you step onto this rock, the piton immediately snaps. You put on the rope is kind of just pulling through. And you fall, and thump. You land on the ground. You're down here. And you see this spiny creature just turn around and go. Roll for initiative, please. 12, 36, 46. And you take 46 damage on the way down. So 14 damage. 14. And make me a dexterity saving throw. No. No, this is to land on your feet. This is to land on your feet or whether you're prone or not. That's what we're rolling for. So straight dexterity saving throw, please. Well, I guess you see the floor approaching rapidly, so sure. Okay, so the good news is you don't land on your feet, but you do a little barrel roll and immediately pop up onto your feet. Yeah. Wait. You can describe it however you like, but you do land on your feet. So you're watching horror as the piton and the rope just immediately falls across. Did you roll? Okay. And Shajaya? And yep, select your token first, don't forget. Well, you're right here. $19. Okay. So you're watching horror as you see Dorge lose his grip and just go plunging down the tower. You hear a sickening thump And what does Dodge say? Or sound like as he hits the ground? Shajaya? Okay, so you're going to scuttle down. So what we'll say you scuttle down all the way down here and you end up on the roof of this chamber. Because you don't have quite the movement to get all the way down there, but with a dash action as a spider, you're on the roof / ceiling. Well, you're on the upper part of it, which was the floor but is now the ceiling. Yep. But that will be your dash action to get there. And you do see something there, and this is what it looks like. It's a cute little puppy type thing. Dorj! You see? Tarvin. Oh, sorry. Dorj. I skipped you over there, Dorj. Yep. Bonus action rage. Oh! Second one does it. Actually, can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? Okay, so you do get your successful hit off, and you take 10 points of damage, or it takes 10 points of damage. Actually, 12 points of damage. Let me just check something. Okay, but as you whoomph into this creature, you feel your body start to seize up. And you're looking into this creature's eyes. And you feel your feet become like stone. And you can't move. You are restrained. Nymphadora. Yep, just your... technically, all it is, if I say it's nothing, is that you are just restrained. Which I think means just your movement is 0. Let me double check that. Well, it's worse than that. Just a sec. So, Dorj, your movement is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on deck saves. Did I miss? Oh, sorry, Tarvin. Tarvin first. My apologies. Tarvin, you're up. Nope. You cannot. Well, how would you get down to the next level? The rope and the pit and it followed Dodge down. Yes, 12 feet to the next level, but this is one long continuous hole that goes through all the levels down to the bottom. A Python? Actually, sorry, this might matter. I forgot to roll Whimsy in. 15. Okay, so Shajai went. Whimsy will say, who wants to go down? Oh, I got a fly spell. Who wants to go down and help him? Who? Anybody? Ah, Nymphadora, you're there! And she slaps you on the butt, and you're able to fly. So your fly speed is 60, Nymphadora. Okay, that was Whimsy turned. Dodged had his turn. Now it's Tarvin's turn again. Well, Tarvin's turn anyway. Okay. Sure, make me another survival check. Yep. So in a flash, you boom, drive the piton into the ground, tie a rope around it, and you just throw the rope down. Yeah, I'm saying that's going to take your entire turn to do that. It's the whole thing. No, so there's your bonus actions. It's you could do a bonus action if you like, but everything else is taken up with doing that. Nymphadora. Okay, so with 60 feet base movement, you can fly... Oh, just stay still for a second, Nymphadora. You can fly all the way down there. And land... Well, if you like, you could land on the ground there or be above it. However you like. Okay, make me a Constitution saving throw. Oh, wait a sec. Let me double check that. These rules are important. Nope. Okay. Nope. No Constitution saving throw. You don't need one. Okay. So what do? So you're hovering like 5 feet up in the air above the creature. Sure. Awesome. Okay. Make an attack with your trident. Boom! You drive it deep into the creature's neck. I guess there's creatures within 5 feet of you. Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking sneak attack damage. Getting used to bugs. Yes, you just drive it in. One-handed. Okay, so 9 points damage as you drive the trident into its back. You'd have a second attack, bugs. No, just... It's just kind of some medium size. It's medium. Okay. So strength save. We'll do the strength save first. See if it gets close. It's like a pretty strong beast, and it rolls at 21 for its save. So what does that mean? Okay, cool. Splashes around it, dodges it easily. I think that's... Is this... You got a bonus action there, Nymph? That would be your turn. Oh, it was the bonus action. Okay, so you're good. Garrett. You see Tarvin desperately put the spike and throw the rope down. Okay. So you climb down as far as you can. It's going to be 30 feet with a dash because you don't have a climb speed. So you actually end up here. You're dangling on the rope and you look around. And what you see there, just... Well, it appears to be some type of wizard's laboratory. And as you come sliding down, you see someone step its head through. And it says, is everything okay? I heard a thump. Is everything okay? And then you see behind him, actually I'll show you the art here. No, I'm not going to show you art for reasons. But this creature next to him it looks undead. There's no other way to say it. It's not talking anything. It just lumbers out beside this creature. So Garrett, he just says, "Oh, hello. Is something the matter? We heard a thump." Oh, that'd be the basilisk down there. Oh, whatever you do, don't look at it. For goodness sake, do not look at the basilisk, whatever you do. Basilisk's turn. It sees Nymphadora driving into its back. It's going to open up its toothy maw, though, and it's going to attack Dorge. Now, Dorge, this is going to be at advantage because you are restrained. And it rolls a 19. Does a 19 hit? What? You take 9 piercing and 4 poison. 9 pierce. Yeah, so 8 points of damage net. Okay, so the basilisk just bites into it. Shajaya, make me a Constitution saving throw. You feel your 8 little feet kind of almost go deadly cold and you're unable to move it. And you're stuck to the ceiling. You too are restrained. You didn't tell me you averted your gaze or anything, so yep. You're stuck to the ceiling as a spider. No, there's no reason you can't do that. You'll still be stuck. You'd have webbing, though, as a giant spider. That might be useful. Nope. There you are, Shajar. Still stuck to the ceiling. Okay, shoot some webbing. Yeah, well, yeah, but yeah. So you definitely can cast web this time and maybe next time. So shoot your web. 21. Okay. So your webbing shoots out. Oh, and look, cool looking webbing. Put it right there. I will say it's right there. So we'll lock that in place. And with a giant spider, so you shoot the web. It hit. Okay, so in the same way that Dorge is restrained, the basilisk is restrained as well. Disadvantage on its attack rolls, and attack rolls against it have advantage. So shooting on the stuck on the ceiling, whoosh, you shoot out this web. It gets around him. Whimsy. Is going to start shuffling down the road, and she gets right up next to Tarvin. She says, shit, that's undead! Dorge, make me a con saving throw. Yep. Let me just double check. That's good. Okay, so you start moving these massive Goliath legs, and you reach. Your first leg comes free, and then you reach with the other ones, and you are free of being restrained as you break free from it. And you see the basilisk. You can have an attack roll at advantage against the basilisk. It's at advantage because it's restrained. Yep, that will hit. Yep. Okay. Cracks the back of this creature. It's looking bad. Boom. Another hit. Ooh. Had 15 hit points left. So you just make it. And you crush it. And the creature falls. Okay. Nice. Alright, it takes like a 20 seconds or something, but you manage to snap your spider legs free. You're no longer restrained, Shajar. Well, you shuffle down to the first level. You can keep going if you like. You shimmy down a little bit further, and you see Garrett and Whimsy all on the rope. Okay, well, I'll tell you what you see in that room. We'll start from there. In this room, it contains 2 metal cages, both badly damaged. There's the tunnels going up and down, and narrow windows along the bowed outer wall provide you a glimpse of the earth outside. So these are presumably windows of the spire, and you just see dirt through these areas here. Sure, I can swing open that door. In there, you see an upside down table sits in the middle of this room, and books are scattered around it. Clinging to the bowed outer wall is an upside down fireplace. Along the same wall is a window with nothing but hard packed earth beyond it. These are the 2 books that you find. Okay. Just a sec. Okay, you swing open that door. Behind it, you see shattered remains of some desk and some chairs. And as you walk in, you would normally hear your feet like crunching and stuff. As soon as you enter, dead silence. Can't even hear your own breath. Sure. You don't know why, but it's dead quiet in here. Okay. Yeah, as you step through this door, the sound comes back. And inside here is a collapsed staircase. Once again, maybe this was the way to go down, but it's just a complete wreck. Impossible to navigate. Maybe Shajar is a tiny spider, but for large Tarvin, no. Yep. And here there's a rubble-filled, a spiral staircase, equally ruined. And as you're searching around, we'll switch over to Whimsy and Garrett. That sounded good. It sounded like the creature died. Who are you? Oh. Well, that's a complicated question. I could simplify it a little bit. This is Krintas. And he points to this creature that seems to be his buddy and is very obviously undead. I see that look in your eye. Don't worry. He's harmless. He just keeps me company. Now, you asked me what my name was, who I am. Tricky. I guess you could call me Dazan. But I'm not really Dazan. I'm kind of a copy, I guess. Yeah, I think a copy. I'm not really Dazan, but I kind of Dazan. How good are people's notes? Nope. Nope. Here we go. Here's a clue. Yeah, so my name's Dazan, but not really Dazan, more like a copy. Not quite him. Actually, some stuff I'd like to talk to you about if you'd be so kind. I noticed there's some other people around. Maybe we could have a bit of a conversation, if that's okay. Because I could really use some help. Tavern. Okay. The giant spider would let you. Yep. So what's that using? Do you fly up to where they're talking? Nymph? Shoom. So you fly up there. Okay. So, yes. So you see this creature. There's so many of you. Yes. So I guess you could call me Dazan. But I'm not really him. I'm like a copy. Some would call me a simulacrum, I guess. And this is what you look. This is what you see. There's Dazans, the simulacrum, and this very creepy looking undead dude next to him. Yeah. Hi. Well, Bob, maybe I could. Yeah. Yes, I could join you for sure. But I need a little bit of help, you see. Like as I said, I'm a simulacrum of my creator, Dazan. That's why I was so hesitant about telling you, because I'm not really him. It's a bit complicated. It kind of messes with your mind a little bit. Now, this tower that you're in is but a fragment of a Netherese flying city that crashed nearly 2,000 years ago and lies somewhere under the glacier. And I'll just take you across to this map for a little bit. And yes, underneath the Reghead Glacier, that's where the city is. I don't know how you get it. It's a magical city after all. But yes. Now, on this lowest level of this tower, my creator, the master of illusions, Dazan himself, found a chamber that turns illusions into reality. Now, technically, see, I'm not really real. I'm just kind of not quite a proper person. It messes with your mind. Like, am I a copy? Am I a pale facsimile? It's weird. But if the life spark of a living creature is needed to activate its power. Now, technically, I'm a creation of snow and shadow. I have no life spark of my own. And Krentas, my undead bodyguard, is of no help in this regard because he's dead. He has no life spark. But I assure you, this chamber can in no way harm anyone. Guaranteed. So, what I'm wanting is you to, one of you to give your life spark. I promise it's perfectly harmless and you can turn me into a real person. I don't want to be made of snow and shadow. I want to be a real person. So who wants to help me? No, looking down, that's a good idea. It's down below. It's not here. Well, I mean... No, you misunderstood. It just needs, touching by a living creature. I promise you, I swear on my life, half life, all the life I give, I swear it won't hurt you in the least. And come on, man, it's going to turn me into a real person. You can make an insight check. Sure, I mean this is insightable. Anybody who has any types of doubt about this person can make an insight check. Fedora, hard to get a read. Well, no, she doesn't know whether to trust him or not. You don't know. Yes, you can. Tarvin, hard to get a read on it. Shajai, yes, you can make an insight check as a spider. Let's get Whimsy a roll as well. Insight +4. So what you're inciting to decide whether this life spark will hurt you in any way. Okay. Okay, Shajaya and Dorj, you do get a read on him, and Shajaya, you get an excellent read on him, and he is 100% convinced that this will do you no harm whatsoever. Yeah, so who's first? What about you, Dark Elf? Come on, man. It's a half-life, man. It's not going to do you any harm, and I'm going to be a real person. Come on, man. I don't want to live like this. Because it's life. Well, I've been trying. But Dazan left me here. Yeah, I tell you what. It's so the thing that Dazan found and we worked out together is that it can turn anything illusionary into something real. Like if you made an illusion of a sword, fired up this device, you'd get an actual sword. If you made an illusion of a glowing bowl, you'd get a bowl. Now, of course, just mundane objects, of course, and it still needs that little bit of spark. So, if you want to create stuff, if you don't trust that I'm, maybe just try something mundane, shall we say, and then try it on me. Just need that life spark. He's not fiend, he's not celestial, he's not undead, and his buddy is obviously undead, Nymphadora. Come on, just you just need to touch the machine. You won't hurt you in any way whatsoever. Maybe you've always wanted a nice sword. You could make a sword. No cost to you. I mean, you might feel a little jolt, but no actual damage. You'll be fine. I swear on my non-life. I swear to all the gods. I lived this half life. I mean, you don't know what it's like, man. It's like I feel like I'm a shadow. I'm not quite there. I know I'm not whole. I'm not complete. I mean, No. Could you just lower that a little bit, please? Just a tad. I'd like a full life, man. You look like nice. Apart from this trident on my throat, which is a little bit uncomfortable, but And he starts weeping. He says, I don't want to live like this. I can't. I don't want to. Mercy. Mercy. This is my only chance. Please, I beg you. I want to be alive. Is that so bad? I just want to be alive. No, no, you'll be harmless. I swear on all the gods. I swear on all gods except yours. Please, it will not harm you. Mercy, mercy. I can't help but notice that there's a giant spider here, and I notice you're not running away in fear and horror, so I assume you've got some type of druid in your employ. The spider would have life, and if the spider's harmed, which it won't be, safety, the spider would work. I beg you. Beg you. I don't want to live like this. He left about 20 days ago. I haven't seen him since. I fear something bad has happened to him. Look, I tell you what. You don't trust me, and could you just lower that trident a little bit? And I understand that. This is a weird situation. Can you at least have a look at the rune chamber? Is that too much to ask? Please. Oh, oh, look, I'm not evil. I'm not Zan. I'm a copy of my own thoughts. Just... Can we just have a look at the rune chamber? Is that too much? Oh, no, I don't... So you're resorting to murder? Because that's all it will be. Well, I half exist. You are removing the chance of me having a life. That is murder. I could... let's see. What do I have? Well, look, I have this Look, I don't have much. What I do have is this amulet. Now, it's a pretty cool amulet. I believe it's a guardian amulet. Now, you can find shield guardians with this. It's called a guardian amulet. And I don't have a guardian, but if you ever found some type of guardian spirit, you'll be able to control it. It's kind of funny in a way, because it's very kind of suitable for me, because it's half or something. Yeah, well, look, you seem like nice people. You're resorting to murder and theft. Like, what? Boomf, Shijaya. What you doing, miss? Okay, look, I want to establish trust. I consent. You may touch me. What are you guidancing? What's, Okay. Okay. Boop. Okay, let's all roll initiative. Oh, they roll pretty crappy. Shijaya 17. Well, technically, Nymphadora is leading the way. She's actually, this guy was trying to be very passive. This was his worst case scenario. Yeah, but I say, Whimsy, you can attack the undead at advantage if you like. Nymphadora, not sure what I said, but yeah, Nymphadora. Okay. $16. Chip, 27 hits. Both hit. So 20. So 13, 21, 28 points of damage. This creature just recoils in pain. Is that it, Nymphadora? I will point out that you do know that as a paladin, if you do a divine smite, you get 3d8. You get an extra d8 because it's undead. No, it just happens. No, you just tell me. Okay. No, it's 3d8 because he's undead. So 3d8 as a first level smite. You, with your sword radiant and glowing, you look at this creature, you swipe it, cut down on one side, and then you swipe it from the other side, and its top half falls off, legs just standing there throwing. You just destroy this creature. Paladins versus undead is almost... no mercy! 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 Garrett! Surely there's enough death in this world. Let me live. Okay. Okay, so we could say you just take the dodge action, because why not? Shajaya, you watch Nymphadora just destroy this creature with mighty swipes of her holy weapon. What do you do? Ooh. Okay, make an attack with primal savagery. Okay. Okay, make an attack roll with primal savagery. Just a sec. Let me just... Oh, bleh, bleh. Okay, that's good. Roll another 2d10, Shajaya. Have to be there. With your... And because you rolled a critical hit, you can roll another 2d10 damage on top of that. Yep, right now. Yep. So that's another... You're rolling 1d100. Yep. No. You're rolling the wrong dice. 2d10. A 10-sided dice twice. No, you rolled a D100. That's a D100 bonus damage is a bit much, even for a critical hit. So 2d10. It's all good. 7. So you do a total of 17 points of damage. So your claws come off and you just go absolutely savage. Fingernails scraping. And the acid damage, the guy's face is slowly disfiguring. And instead of blood coming out, you see little traces of snow start leaking down his face. And he's crying and begging, mercy! Mercy! Nymphadora. Let's see, 12. Both hit. And the guy who dreamed of being a real boy, of living a life, are not buying this half-life is just destroyed by a combination of Nymphadora and Shajaya. And as you land the killing blow on him, Nymphadora, you see him, in his dying breath, he says, "No, no, I just needed a little help and I could have been real." And then his face turns to snow. He looks like if he's made of snow. And then the snow melts and he turns into a puddle of icy water on the ground. And his robes and his hat fall to the ground. Okay. Yeah, so you can take the Shield Guardian amulet if you like. No problem with that. I'm trying to find it. Actually, that might be better. Yeah, that's what it does. Much like Dazan, it is half a thing. A Shield Guardian amulet is not useful unless you have a Shield Guardian. I think that's all you find. Let me just double check. Go back. I don't know. Can I tell you what we'll do? Let's finish off this level here, and then we'll call it a night, and then you can check out the last level next week. How does that sound? Okay, so in this room that you're in at the moment, it looks like an upside down laboratory. And you find a small brass key. You know, just even without an investigation check, you find a small brass key. And you find a sealed scroll tube. And Shajai, you instantly recognize it as a scroll tube made of Shardolin. Is anybody opening up this ballast scroll? The scroll tube? Right now, because inside you recognize it as a spell scroll of invisibility. You find some books as well. There's this one. There's this one. Whatever the minimum is for invisibility. I think 3? Is it 3? I think it's 3. I'm not entirely sure. And that's all you find in there. Inside this room, Garrett, you see a stone altar is attached to the ceiling of this otherwise empty semicircular room. An 8-pointed star is carved into the eastern face of the altar. Make a religion check. So, nope, yep. So you get a second level spell for the invisibility thing. You can make a religion or history check if you like to check it out. Shijaya coming through once again on the history. You recognize it as a holy shrine to someone called Mistral. Now, Mistral was the very first incantation of the god of magic. A very old god because she's been replaced by a different god of magic called Mistra. Yeah, so Mistral was the old god of magic, but has since been supplanted by Mistra. So it's odd to see such an ancient deity represented here. Yep. Oh, consistent. Okay. He did. So that door would have been open anyway. And some effort has been taken to arrange the contents of this upside-down room to create a functional office. It's a table, stacks of books, and that's about it. Those books I read before is what he's trying to do, like the Lost Scrolls of Siberiel from Shadow Substance. Looks like he's reading these tombs to try and work out how things work. Yep, you swing the door open and you see another ruined spiral staircase. So once again, the only obvious way down is down through here. Yep, there's the rope. So you guys descending down. Okay, and that sounds like a good place to end it before we pick it up next week. Sound good?